is now aligning with what I've learned in the past, even though I've learned it. So I changed what we did. And that's probably a little bit wild because I was more prepared for the earlier than the later, but I think that we followed the tradition of the later. So I feel better about doing that. That's part of the reason we're late.
Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. You are wonderful.
Thank you,
Bhaji
Girish.
Govindam,
I'm
Bhaji
a
Govindam,
reflection of your inner life.
Bhaji Govindam, Bhaji Govindam, Govindam Bhaji Moodhamate, San Prapte Sannahite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrunna Karne, Bhaji Govindam, Bhaji Govindam. What is this? This is the first verse from another text. I just want to make you aware. So now you have understood me, and I have also fairly understood you guys and girls. So this literally means, I think it is better to let me put it, and then I'll tell you the story about this. So always remember this. This is the first verse of the text, which is known as Bhaj Govindam, or another name of this text is Moh Mudgar. What is Moh Mudgar? Moh means delusion, Mudgar means a blow, a hammer. So hammer on your delusion in the intellect, and you are awakened. So there are only 31 verses. Now you can read the meaning of this. Govinda, you can replace Govinda with the real self. Oh, deluded minded friend, chant real self, real self, real self. As memorizing the rules of a grammar cannot save one at the time of the death. So before we start, so Shankaracharya was one of the great masters. He was passing through a street where a scholar was memorizing the rules of a grammar. And suddenly it popped up into his mind what this guy is doing at such an old age is still memorizing the rules of a grammar. Nothing will happen at the time of the death. These grammar rules will not work. What will work? Only to know the real self. Only to discover the real self will work. And he wrote around, maybe I would say 10 verses, and then he said to his students, you complete this. So initially the book was written and the title was Moha Mudgar, hammer on the delusion every day, every moment in your life to live in peace and happiness. So now we begin reciting the. Yes, there is another part also that is very important. Recitation is one thing and singing is another. So, how do you differentiate singing with a lot of music from outside? Oh, you are doing headstand, let's have a good music. So, we don't work with the music. But everything is good, you know. It's a popular style to start with the music and do the postures. Uh, So, but normally the recitation is without any instrument outside. Why? This recitation should be done with awareness and attention. so that it goes into the head. So we start with the third chapter of the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the number 1. Deshabandha chittasya dharana. Deshabandha chittasya dharana. Chedeshabandha chittasya dharana. So you see the translation. Translation I picked up from the most famous book, but it means concentration. Here it is written is the mind's fixation on one point. But it appears a wrong translation. You can write down confining the territory of the mind to one place or object is known as dharana. Just to give you, because I'll be covering the second chapter in detail from the Sunday's session. So let's have clear understanding. What is confining the territory of the mind? Say, object is John. So now I fix my mind on John, what it means. Now, if you say concentration, that will not work. So what is this confining the territory? That is the meaning of the dharana. So we already have a word of concentration, which is known as ekagrata. So that is not the concentration of modern psychology. So say now take an example, simple, and you will enjoy if you do the practice. What is this confining the territory of the mind? That means, John. So I look at the John. So I do not take my mind away from the John, whether I'm looking at his forehead, his glasses, his nose, his lips, his mustaches, his t-shirt, or anything. So let the mind continue to move on different aspects of the John, but the John as an object remain in my mind. Did you understand that? That is the process of succeeding in meditation. That is why Patanjali did not write ekagrata or concentration. He wrote dharana. Desabandhasya chitasya dharana. So now the second verse, tatra pratyek tanata dhyanam. Tatra pratyek tanata dhyanam. Tatra pratyek tanata dhyanam. Uninterrupted flow of the mental consciousness is meditation. Uninterrupted flow. I will take up this sutra in detail. So now the mind is not inviting any obstacle when we are doing the dharana on one object. Uninterrupted flow. That is actually how Patanjali defines meditation. So he is explaining meditation. He is explaining the three words from where the beginning of meditation is dharana. Then we go to meditation known as dhyana. And what is the highest meditation? Now that is samadhi. So he is defining samadhi. Tadaivarth matra niribhasam swarupa sunyam eva samadhi. Tadaivarth matra niribhasam swarupa sunyam eva samadhi. तदैवार्थमात्र निर्भासं स्वरूप शून्यमेव samadhi. So now what will happen? We have just studied. Oh, did we study? No. Did we study? Yes. So what is that? There are mind divides and perceives the world. It is the mind that recognizes here is Brandy, here is Kate, here is Christina and John, and here I am. So now the three mind divides into trinity of subject, object, and the knowledge between the two. It is known as cognizer, cognized, and cognition. You have what is, you have CBT, cognition, behavior therapy. So the same cognition, cognize. It is the mind that divides. So when you explore, purify the mind completely, all the three are fused together because it is the mind that divides. Then what happens? The mind becomes totally transparent, colorless. Where is the real self? Here. Where is the word? Here. Now this real self passes without any obstruction, goes to the word. What it finds in the word? Oh, word is just an appearance of me. What is that state? That state is awakening. That state is awakening. This is what he says. Tadaivarth matra nirbhasam swarupa sunyamive aiva samadhi. The word I that I feel, that I is the ego or the intellect or the coming from the mind. That I dissolves. Why it dissolves? It is a false I. It is the false I that becomes stressed, suffers, causes anxiety, duality, and a conflict. So he says, Swarupa Sunyamiva Samadhi. So it is not that Samadhi that you are sitting in a peak of the Himalayas with eyes closed. You are living day to day life in that state. Now, all the three processes have been named as one. That is the fourth sutra. Trayam ekatra sanyamah. Trayam ekatra sanyamah. Trayam means three. Ekatra means joining together. Sanyamah, what it is known as. When we are doing all the three practices, one after the other, or one as one practice, it is known as Sanyama. So it means when I say, are you practicing Sanyama? It means you are practicing meditation or beginner meditation or higher meditation. Trayam ekatra Sanyama. Trayam ekatra Sanyam. My master used to teach for hours together. And then he used to ask, did you understand? Yes. So are you there? No. So you did not understand. Study it again. Study it. So Trayam ekatra Sanyama. Now let us see that. Oh, what a beautiful verse. Now you understand what happens in meditation. So what is the fourth verse? No, the fifth one. Fifth one. Tajjayat pragya lokah. Tajjayat pragya lokah. Tajjayat pragya lokah Now, what it means? Means the same thing that we did today in Gita. What we did? How to make the intellect stable. So Gita says how to make the steady wisdom. So here what he says, once you practice meditation, you reach to the higher meditation, which is known as samadhi, then what happens? You awaken to the higher consciousness. What is that higher consciousness? Which is known as prajna. What is that prajna? Viveka. What is that viveka? Means discernment with dispassion. Your intellect is already steady. So the expressions are different, but ultimately, now, did you understand what is the goal of yoga? Awakening in the intellect to that state of awareness which knows real self all the time. I don't know what is the explanation in the book. John is carrying. Tajjayat prajna lokah. I awaken to the higher consciousness. Why I awaken to the higher consciousness? Can you answer? That is the nature of the real self. There is a mental consciousness and there is a consciousness of the real self. The real self does not divide. Mind divides, causes ignorance and suffering. Here, let us move to another verse number 6. Yes, that too is. So, Master Patanjali is answering. Have you understood? You say yes. No, you achieve success in stages. That is the meaning of the sixth sutra. It does not happen in one day. Knowledge is realized in stages. So sometimes people tell me in a private, oh no, I have understood. Okay, now he will stop attending my session. So he returns again the next week. You need not to do anything. You enjoy your life. John, we have a lot of concern and care. What will happen? Oh, you are leaving me? Yes, I don't understand, John, you. So he leaves you. So then you calculate your what will be the next week return. Tasya bhumishu viniyogah. Tasya bhumishu viniyogah. It will happen in stages. Don't worry. Why you don't worry? Because you are a seeker. Who is a seeker? Do you remember? I remind you. Shraddha Viryam Smriti. Shraddha Viryam Smriti Samadhi Prajna Purvak. 5 traits of a seeker. Faith, right memory, energy and enthusiasm, commitment and regular practice, and just glimpse of the higher consciousness. You are there. So that helps you to continue to move in the journey of the self-discovery to reach there. So let us move to what are the external, internal with reference to samadhi. You know what is external yoga? I know. Yes? You know what is external yoga? Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, external yoga. What is internal yoga? Dharana, dhyan, samadhi, we just covered, known as sanyam. Right? Now, what the master is saying, pay attention. Pay attention so that it comes into the sutra number. I put it? Yes, I put it. So, what it is? Trayam antarangam purvebhya. Trayam antarangam पूर्वेभ्यः त्रयम् antarangam पूर्वेभ्यः. So what he's saying? You know, Patanjali says, I understood you are talking about Ashtanga Yoga. I have written it. No, I'm speaking on behalf of Patanjali. That is external and this is internal. But come on, now you are studying Samadhi, meditation. So the first three stages we have just covered. What that covered? The beginner's meditation process, the first three sutras. That is external to the higher meditation, which is internal. Now the master need not to say, sit with eyes closed. You are ready for meditation. Your eyes are closed. The mind is facing within. You are already comfortable. Body is steady. And then you are waiting what the teacher is going to teach you. Did you understand? That is external. Yam niyamasan pranayam pratyahara. That is at the surface level. Dharana, dhyan, samadhi, that is internal. So now that internal becomes the external for higher meditation practices. Did you get it? That's what is Trayam Antarangam Purvebhyah. So then he goes to explain in the 8th sutra, he gives a name. What name he gives? Do you still remember I talked about the two Vitarka Vichar, Ananda Asmita Anugamat Sampragyat meditation, 4 stages. Highest meditation, or Sampragyat. Did you remember? Perhaps 17th or 18th sutra in the first chapter. Now what he says, that what is the innermost practice, innermost state? Tadapi bahirangam nirvijasya. Tadapi bahirangam nirvijasya. Tadapi bahirangam nirvijasya. So he is saying that the innermost meditation, what is the name? It is the nirvij. Nirvij samadhi as compared to the practice of meditation that we are doing. What that means? One is with object, other is objectless. Got it? Objectless. What is that object? My honey. Problem is there. Now objectless, no problem. I have a right to remain objectless. Right? I lose my right. Why? Attachment, detachment. Do you remember the 5 causes of suffering? I just covered in Gita also. Avidya, asmita, rag, dvesh, abhinivesh, ignorance, ego, attachment, detachment, and sitting in the body. Now comes the secret of entire Patanjali Yoga in the 3 sutras. You have not learned this way, John. So what is this next? So before I lay down a little bit of introduction, so he says when you are practicing meditation, your mind undergoes 3 types of transformations. The word is known as parinama. The last word in this sutra, parinama. So let me give you a brief of it. So there is a nirodha parinama. What is the transformation means? What? Do you know the difference between a growth, development, evolution and transformation. Plant grows, it grows again. So you have to call the landscaping to trim that, it grows again. It grows in one direction. Development is vertical and also horizontal, self-development. What is evolution? That is also a change. We should understand these words, then you will grasp the meaning. So what is evolution? Evolution means that now that change is irreversible. Got it? That's why evolve. We are evolved from animal kingdom. That's a different matter. We still behave like animal beings. Two-legged animals. You see that? And what is transformation? Now it is permanent. You cannot reverse it. Right? That is the word parma. That is the word parinamaha. So now understand. Now let us do it. Vyuthana nirodha sanskarayoh abhibhava pradurbhavo nirodhakshana chitta anvaya nirodha parinamah. So nirodh parinama means that transfer. Nirodh means total emptiness of the mind, total suppression of all the thoughts. That is irreversible. Transformation. Did you understand? Growth, development, evolution, and transformation. I categorize that. So let us do it. Vyuthana nirodha sanskarayoh abhibhava pradurbhavo nirodha chana chitta anvaya nirodha parinama. Now we have done so much of meditation that my mind is now tired of me. My mind says, no, I'm not bringing any thought. Understand? That is the process. So now it has an answer to your problem. When I will succeed? Answer is this. Did you get it? Now see, we don't understand and we say, no, you teacher, no, I don't know what kind of meditation you're guiding. Vyuthana nirodha sanskarayo abhibhav pradurbhavo nirodha chan chitta anvaya nirodha parinamaha. Pay attention. Why to pay attention? What is the second transformation? Can you think of it? And see the Patanjali. That's why, I can say I'm deeply attached to these masters. Why? You are attached to the Patanjali. That is what we study. If you are attached to a master, nothing happens. And whatever happens is the best. Because the master will break your attachment if you are attached to the master. They are very tough. So now what happens? Now see that. What is the answer? So what happens when you have Nirodha Parinama? The first transformation. Tasya Prashanta Vahita Sanskarat. Tasya Prashanta Vahita Sanskarat. Tasya Prashanta Vahita sanskarat. What happens then? Think of it. You're not getting any thought. The mind remains empty. When you want to speak, you speak, and the brain remains empty. That flow in the mind of what? Of emptiness. No thought dares to enter into your mind. Think of that state. Tasya prashant vahita sanskarat. So now we will go first. Can you imagine a second transformation? What a beautiful. Can you imagine what should be the second transformation that you need? That is why we should study it clearly. Sarvarthata ekagrayo. I would correct it. Ekagratayo chayodayo chittasya samadhi parinamah. So second transformation, the word is there before parinama, the second last word, samadhi parinam. First you get nirodh parinam. You can use that word samadhi, no, that transformation in English as emptiness transformation. Second word, you can use that samadhi parinam, the samadhi transformation. What is the state of your mind now? And now you achieve the second transformation, samadhi parinam. Parinam means transformation. Transformation is complete, irreversible. So what is the goal of yoga? To reach to that state. Don't blame and complain teachers. Don't blame Patanjali. Sarvarthata ekagratayoh then chayodayo chittasya samadhi parinamah. Then we'll go into detail, but I'm just giving you 3 transformation. We need 3 transformation, John. That is why it is the most powerful means to change your life completely. Sarvarthata ekagratayo chayodayo chittasya samadhi parinamah. Samadhi parinam. Difference between empty transformation and samadhi, do you realize? You should know this. We have already started the 3rd chapter. So samadhi means cognizer, cognized, cognition, fused together. Emptiness, outer distractions are not there. See the subtle nature of Eastern psychology, John. Bring the best psychologists, modern psychologists, and explain these facts. This is what we are achieving in meditation. Meditation is not only for relaxation, calmness. It is much more. Do you see that? 3 transformation. What is the 3rd transformation? Can you imagine? Can you imagine? What is the 3rd transformation? Can you imagine? Tatah punaha shant udito tulya pratyayo chittasya ekagrata parinamah. 3rd transformation is known as concentrated transformation, or you can say one-pointedness means what? You wake up in the morning, where the intellect goes, there the mind is stabilized. ततः पुनः शांत उदितो तुल्य प्रत्ययो चित्तस्य एकाग्रता परिणामः ततः पुनः. I'm just giving you the essence of it, and then we will, when we cover these, ततः पुनः शांत उदितो तुल्य प्रत्ययो चित्तस्य ekagrata parinama, one pointedness transformation. What it means to you? Do you want that? Practice yoga. Yeah. We are always concerned. My mind is distracted. And that distracted mind, we say, I'm doing multitasking. Continue the multitasking. Don't you have 24 hours? Can you increase 24 to 40 hours? Or you want to remain one-pointed at a time? Mind, both modern psychology and yoga says, the mind can pay attention to one thing at a time. But I'm multitasking. I'm already distracting my mind. Do you see that? It has become a buzzword. I'm a poor guy, so I cannot do multitasking. I do one thing at a time. So I'm very happy with that. So listen to the people, but don't get carried away by these wrong notions. Do you remember the 3 transformations? Just imagine and visualize what the mind will gain. One-pointed transformation, samadhi transformation, and nirodha, emptiness transformation. That is the state. Gita directly says, Krishna directly says, do you have a stable intellect or not? It is the quality of stable intellect, steady wisdom. And Patanjali has already cleared. What? Tajjayat prajna lokah. Did you understand that? Do you still remember? He said by doing the 3 set of practices, which is known as sanyama, the result is tajjayat prajna loka. I enter into the higher consciousness. Now from the higher consciousness, I am continuing the meditation. I undergo 3 transformations. So now he goes on explaining what exactly happens. You want to know, Patanjali is asking, in the 13th sutra. What is saying? The 13th sutra. Eten bhut indriyeshu dharma lakshan avastha parinama vyakhyata. So last word, vyakhyata, means that I'm explaining. Patanjali is saying I'm explaining what? What happens when you undergo 3 transformations? At what level? In your sense organs. What happens to the property of mind, character of mind, condition of the mind? You see how beautiful the way etena bhuta indriyeshu dharma lakshan avastha parinamaha Vyakhyaatah eten bhut. What undergoes with the five elements? Eten bhuta indriyeshu. What happens with reference to the sense organs? Dharma lakshan avastha. Dharma lakshan, property, character, condition. Parinamah. I'm explaining you what happens. Vyakhyata. You see that. Are you getting a feel of this third chapter? That what third chapter is? It is much deeper. But in the first chapter means you are the highest level of a seeker, understand it, continue the practice. And you will achieve the result. No, I cannot do, then follow the second chapter, Kriya Yoga. I'm a mediocre seeker, but I don't want to accept that I'm a mediocre seeker. I do not accept means what? I already have an ego element. So on one side of ego is ignorance, and the other side is attachment and detachment. And then you challenge the teacher, challenge yourself. That will help you. So let us go to the 14th Sutra. Even if you challenge, what happens? Nothing to happens to me. I accept your challenge. I said, you are right. Finished. We don't go too much, Now see what happens. Now he gives you another clue that how to know that. Shant udit avyapdeshya dharma anupati dharmi shant udita avyapdeshya anupati dharmi shant. Sometime because of the substratum. What is the substratum? In which the properties are latent, active, or unmanifest. Now you are living into the meditation. Have you heard about Robert Essegioli? He created a principle of psychosynthesis in modern psychology. Not psychoanalysis of Freud, Adler, and Jung. They make you insane completely because they continue to help you dig inside. And you find only one thing, that you have so much of suffering in the world. Now, I respect them, but goal is that. And the degree of psychoanalysis takes you 6 or 7 years. Now you are an expert. What will be the state of your mind? No, I'm not criticizing. I respect every knowledge what I'm saying. You see that's why I left. I said, no, modern psychology is not for me. It's very tough for me. These are very simple principles. So you should now see that. And the best part you see and the worst part in life. I put all the videos on YouTube. People may like it or do not like it. And still they do not understand. Do you see that? I put all what I understand, what I know, I put everything on YouTube. Why it happens? Because of Freud and Jung. No, where is you did not talk to me about how to dig my cause of anxiety. Enough is enough. Come on, learn how to relax in peace. You don't understand. People ask me crazy questions. I say, okay. So what is the meaning of this? Shant udita avyapdesha, dharma, anupati, dharmi. Who is the carrier, ultimate carrier, the ultimate cause of the entire experiences that we have. So it is the substratum, and in that substratum, these impressions are either latent, active, or unmanifest. Now, if they are active, I am aware of it. If they are latent, I'm not fully aware. And unmanifest, I don't know. Why? What is the message? Message that continue the practice until all the latent impressions are completely removed from the system. That system is the human being, the human mind. So why people now, the 14th, 15th Sutra? 15th is what? Difference. What is the difference? So 20 people doing the same practice, one reaches, one has different visions and colors and experiences, good experiences. They love the teacher, other hate the teacher. Why this is so? We know it as a teacher, so why we don't have any problem? You have a problem. You see, so that's a way to guide. What is that? Kram anyatvam parinam anyatve hetu. Hetu means cause. I told you, hetu, anhanopaya, four principles. You see, all principles are explained similarly. He, word is suffering. Hetu, cause of the suffering. Hetu, an, absence of suffering. Three, transformation. And what is the way? Practice, method. So, kram anyatvam parinam anyatve hetu. Cause is because of different temperament of the people. Because you accumulate one set of impression which is different from the other people who accumulate a different set of impression. I'm talking to you, your intellect might be thinking it is creating a different set of impression about the same individual. So simple to understand. If I ask you privately, all the four guys, that what do you think about this beard guy? I can bet you that you will have a different expression. So that is the impression you have created in your mind. Did I create any impression? No. I simply am teaching. Can you become aware of that factor? That becomes the latent impression. They become the seed form unmanifest, and some of them are active. How they are active? Some of you may appreciate, and others may challenge. So we know what is happening in your mind. So we move accordingly. Understand? See the innermost psychology. Let us go to the 16th Sutra. What is the 16th Sutra? Let us see that. I'm finding a good title of categorizing the sutras the way I have done in the first chapter. Parinamatraya Sanyamat Atit Anagat Jnanam. What a beautiful verse. You see, Patanjali is revealing what is going to happen if you are committed to the Eastern wisdom that includes yoga. Parinamatraya Sanyamat. अतीत अनागत ज्ञानम परिणाम त्रय संयमात अतीत अनागत ज्ञानम. Do you see what he says? He says, as you continue the practice, intellect reveals what lies in the past and what lies in the future. It has nothing to do with a miracle. It happens. What you practice? Meditation. But that should result into 3 transformation. Do you remember the 3 transformations? So that's a word he used, sanyama. Sanyama. By performing sanyama, you continue the journey. So you know about your own past. You know about your future. So it is better to know about your past and future by doing self-practice rather than going to an astrologer. What will happen to me? I was in Jakarta, Indonesia, as a diplomat for Indian embassy. And there was a Brazilian ambassador. Now I can talk, he might have been retired. So he sat down and he said, your astrology says that. It was 120 pages. He said, you have to read it. So he gave me next day, he said, have you read? I said, I read everything. I did not read. Astrology is not for me. Very clear. Very clear. You see that you will become very good. You will become a great person. I said, don't you think that I'm great now? More than 15 astrologers out of love, they said, we will calculate your astrology. 20 pages, 25 pages, 120 pages. It will make you more stressed than make you. Now, I'm not challenging those people, their profession. But when we commit to the yoga, we don't care. Leave this. Now think of this. 3 transformation, and now I can reveal what is in the past. So if the past impressions are causing the problem, I know how to release them. That is the message. It has nothing to do with miracle or magic. No, I can tell you your future. Know your future first, and then you can tell the future of others. Stable intellect. Stable intellect. Otherwise, you go to 3 astrologers, they will predict a different future. We have different psychics also here, with due respect to them. Yoga says don't go there. Live your life fully. Now we are going a little deeper. Shabd Arth Pratyaya Nam Iterate Adhyasat Sankar Tat Pravibhaga Sanyamat Bhutarut Jnanam. Another beautiful verse. But remember, you are practicing meditation, sanyam. After that, you have to reach to that level of transformation. 3 transformation is already there. Your life is much better. You're living a life of balance, equanimity, peace, happiness, and joy. now you are continuing the practice to know your past and future. Don't tell me, next week that, I could not see my future. You have to reach to that state until you discover your future. So you say, Shabd Arth Pratyayanam iterate Radhyasat Sankar Tat Pravibhag Sanyamat Sarvabhut Rut Jnanam. Very beautiful. So I'll explain you later. Let us repeat third time. Shabd Arth Pratyayanam iterate Radhyasat Sankar Tat Pravibhag Sanyamat Sarv Bhut Rut Jnanam. So you see that it says that doing the same Sanyam practice, Sanyam ultimately leads to three transformation. Means that you are doing a higher meditation practice. Huh? You can say Samadhi. So when you are doing that, what happens? Any sound is uttered before you. Mind reveals the meaning of that sound. Where is the application in daily life? You are crazy. Example, I never say it, but I'm saying it for the sake of. You are crazy. Your mind in that state instantly reveals the meaning. What is the context? What is the context? And the word craziness does not touch your mind, does not touch your body, so you keep smiling. Thank you very much. It doesn't affect you. A lot of other stuff, and that we will talk later. So you see that this is what happens. So let's take until 20th. So now he is telling applications of Sanyama leading to three transformation. You see that? Huh? Another beautiful verse. Sanskar Sakshat Karanat Purvajati Jnanam. Sanskar Sakshat Karanat Purvajati Jnanam. Sanskar Sakshat Karanat Purvajati Jnanam. I will only speak, simply translate, when you are continuously practicing Sanyam. Now you understand Sanyam, it does not mean that Monday and Thursday and Saturday classes. It's a deeper meditation practice. So Sanyam plus three transformation. So when you are doing this, what is the result? Knowledge of the previous birth. You need not to go to astrologer. I heard that, yeah. Let us do the 19th and then we will. Pratyayasya Chitta Jnanam. Pratyayasya Chitta Jnanam. Pratyayasya Chitta Jnanam. Any object enters into your mind, you know the full knowledge. You have a right knowledge. And you having the right knowledge, You don't fall prey to attachment, detachment, duality, conflict, confusion. Do you see that? Now I know everything. Yes, Kate.
Thanks, Girish. Will you actually, there's several people not here, so will you have been having us recite 16, 17, 18, and 19, but they're not in the notes. Can you add them to the notes so I can add them to those that are missing?
Did I add it? No, did I?
Please?
Oh,
No, not a couple of them.
couple of them until 16.
Until
Yeah,
19.
16, now 17.
Thank you.
And 17. And then we have 18. So we both remember we complete with the 20th, and then we will say 19th, pratyasya. 19, pratyasya parachitta. Yeah, I think I did little mistake. So let us do it, the 19th one again. I missed one word. Pratyayasya parachitta jnanam. I missed the par. Pratyayasya parachitta jnanam. Pratyayasya parachitta jnanam. We will take up the 20th, and that will be the last. Otherwise, you will get bored. So the last one, 20th. Nacha tat salambanam tasya avishayi bhutatvat nacha tat salambanam tasya avishayi bhutatvat nacha tat salambanam tasya avishayi bhutatvat. Sometimes this, mind supports crazy thoughts. No, this guy is not good, not good, not good. We get obsessed and we meet, we react. That factor is also gone. This is the meaning of this sutra. So that is all for next. So what else you want to? If you have any doubt, tell me. We will bring an end to.
Thank you, Girish. We'll see you next week. Next Sunday. Keep going. Those sutras.
Next Sunday we'll meet again.